As I speak to you in September 2007, what we're about to see is what appears to be a compilation film that was put together at the end of 1941. As old footage goes, this is in excellent condition. In fact, it looks better than some of the films we have at DePauw from the 1970s. It starts with a look at Blackstock Stadium construction. The project was announced in February 1941, so we can probably assume these images are from the summer of that year, maybe late spring, given the fact that some of the workers are not wearing shirts. The announcement in the alumni magazine, which was published in February of 1941, read, "A modern brick and concrete stadium costing $80,000 will be erected on Blackstock Field during the current year." This announcement was made by President Clyde E. Wildman at the first chapel of the new semester, February 4th. The stadium is a gift to DePauw from Mrs. Ira B. Blackstock of Springfield, Illinois, who, with her late husband, gave DePauw Blackstock Field in 1921 at a cost of $25,000. The new stadium is to be a memorial to Mr. Blackstock, who died in 1931. In making the gift, Mrs. Blackstock wrote President Wildman, "It is my desire to have it simple in construction, but substantial, practical, and artistic. A credit to the campus as well as Mr. Blackstock." The article continued, "It is understood that the stadium will be erected along the west side of the field and will provide grandstand seats for approximately 4,000 spectators. A modern press box will be included in the plans, with dressing rooms, showers, and other facilities for players, coaches, and officials beneath the stands. It will give DePauw greatly needed facilities for its athletic plant." There's clearly a gap in time between the black and white footage we just saw and the color footage we're looking at now. The man in the hat you see in these pictures is Gaumey Neal, the legendary DePauw coach, who seems to be getting a walkthrough of the facility before it's debuted publicly. In a moment, these images will revert to black and white and show the stands as well as the press box area, and then they appear to show the team arriving for game day, checking in to get their equipment and dressing for the contest. Some background on Ira Blackstock. He graduated from DePauw in 1886 and then received a master's degree from DePauw in 1893. In 1907, he was made a trustee of the university. The article in the alumni magazine notes that Mr. Blackstock gave invaluable service to DePauw until his death, July 25th of 1931. He began a successful career as business manager of a newspaper, the Springfield News, and then became manager of an ice and cold storage company in Springfield. Later, he was identified with railroad companies, serving as president of one and vice president of another. He took an active interest in the Methodist Church and was a delegate to the General Conference of 1920, which met in Des Moines, Iowa. The new athletic field, which he and his wife gave to DePauw in 1921, replaced old McKean Field, which Tiger athletic teams had used for more than 20 years as a football, baseball, and track facility. After the gift from Mrs. Blackstock was received, President Wildman, the student body, and the faculty sent her a telegram reading, "The DePauw faculty and student body are greatly thrilled with your generous and appropriate gift honoring the memory of your devoted husband, Mr. Ira Blackstock. They send this telegram as an expression of their love and esteem. Your gift will be deeply appreciated by the alumni, by the present generation of students and faculty, and by all those generations of students yet to come. Thank you most sincerely. You have made us very happy," it reads. Blackstock Stadium was dedicated on Old Gold Day of 1941, the homecoming at DePauw University. October the 4th, the opponent was Carleton College. We're now seeing footage of people getting their tickets on game day. A crowd estimated at 2,500 was on hand. The film captures the pregame drills and then the actual dedication ceremony, which included Roy O. West, who was then president of DePauw's Board of Trustees and whose name now graces the university's library, and Mrs. Blackstock, who became the first woman to receive a D blanket from the university earlier in the year, in April actually. She was first presented the blanket on April 24th, and it was again on hand on this day as the football team prepared to play. Mrs. Blackstock later became the first woman trustee of the university. After the contest, which DePauw won 7-6, Mrs. Blackstock took one final look at the plaque bearing her family's name as the crowd filed out behind her. DePauw finished the 1941 season with a 6-2 record, outscoring opponents 123-65.